Sawadee Krap and welcome to another episode here for the Funkit Pod. It's Tuesday, you know it means Thailand Tuesday. Let's discuss what's happening in Thailand, or let's discuss what I experienced in Thailand, or let's discuss what you want to hear about Thailand. So last week I tried to answer a few questions in regards to dating life in Thailand. That didn't go well at all because I realized halfway through it maybe I shouldn't just only talk about my perspective, but of course also have different perspectives on Thailand and dating. So I asked a few friends to join, and quite a lot of those friends that I thought were my friends said no, they don't want to join because they don't want to discuss dating issues, dating life in public. In fact, I have like only one friend right now who agreed on that, but working on now a friend of a friend. Apparently my friends have cooler friends than myself. So working on this right now to have like not only the white guy in Bangkok perspective, obviously, because that's the cliche, but also get some other perspectives there as well, like from, for example, Thais that then are dating like foreigners or not, and like straight and gay, and we try to cover like all areas. So hopefully rather soon we will have a session, a discussion on dating in Thailand with a diverse cast of people that will talk about it, hopefully. So still working on that. So if you were hoping for this week, sorry, but stay tuned. We will hopefully make that work, because this is one of the topics that has been the most requested the most. Sometimes for fun, of course, I understand the fun messages sometimes, but also I think there are some actual serious questions that are coming in via social media. So I appreciate it, and we try to make it work, of course. Okay, so then what's happening today? Well, then today I thought, okay, I'll start to discuss a few dating things, so just so that I don't leave you hanging out there in the dry, but not necessarily just like from my personal experience, because do you want to know my personal dating history? Probably not. But just like, how do you find people? Where do you go? What apps do you use? Things like this. And then I quickly talk about the crazy news that were dominating Thai social media this past week. Okay, but so first let's start very quickly. And again, it's just like an intro because I'm really trying to make this panel thing work with like a variety of people joining. So what are that's one of the questions I get asked all the time. Which apps do you use in Thailand to meet people? The same apps that you use anywhere else. So of course, Tinder is there. I'm guessing Tinder is one of the biggest ones. Like when it comes to dating apps, they even have like lots of advertising campaigns here. Also during Valentine's Day, they went like all out. So Tinder is everywhere. Then Bumble is apparently also becoming bigger right now. So Bumble is there too, which is kind of funny because like the stereotypical Thai woman might not necessarily be that like outgoing to talk to a guy, but it's 2022, so it seems like Bumble is now also slowly taking off here. I say this not because I want to emphasize on stereotypes, but because lots of actually female friends told me that this is a bit weird to make the first step, but seems to be working now. So Bumble is also getting bigger here, getting more traction here. Then I think the other global one is that's also gaining traction. It seems as Coffee Meets Bagel. I think there's like the cliche or like the opinion of Coffee Meets Bagel not being a hookup app, but being more serious, I guess. At least that's again what my friends told me now when I asked like what apps are you guys using. So I think those are like probably the most popular one. Then of course there's like those niche apps like Happen, where you then get matched with people you cross paths with. Kind of creepy, but I don't think that has like gained that much traction yet here in Thailand. Then there are some local ones like Thai Match, Thai Cupid, Thai Friendly, probably the biggest one with the ugliest. Sorry, don't sue me. It's a difficult topic here in Thailand to criticize someone that offers a service and then they sue you. More on this in a second. But I think it's probably the biggest one. At least it looks like it has like the biggest user count there. But I mean, Yeah, make of that what you will. What else do we have? Yeah, I think that's the biggest local one, I guess. You also have the gay ones, of course, if you're into that, like Grindr is here as well, and a few others that I'm not aware of, but my friends told me that there are more. And then, of course, you can always do the classical thing, like slip into the DMs, right? I can't even count anymore how many of my friends got hooked up, no, not hooked up, in a relationship because of IG DMs. I always find it a bit creepy, but maybe it's just me being old. Like, hey, you look so cute in an IGDM. I'm not sure, but apparently it works because, and I'm not making this up for the podcast, I have lots of friends who actually found their significant others via Instagram. So congratulations. Funnily enough, I have yet to hear a story of people finding their love via Facebook dating. I have not heard anyone mentioning Facebook dating. Interesting that Facebook can't get that to work, apparently. So yeah, those are the apps. While I'm tearing down my makeshift studio, those are the apps that I think probably the most popular here. I'm hesitating because okay, fun story time with Sasha. And then we move on because I try to keep it around like 10, 12 minutes, those Thailand Tuesdays. It's not a history or like a geography class, but quick story time with me. So before COVID really hit, actually right before COVID got really serious, my dad came to visit here. Hey dad, sorry for saying this now out loud. And then his phone stopped working for whatever reason. So he gave me his phone, like, can you check it? Because, as a child, you're responsible for your families, for your parents' tech gadgets. I'm like, yeah, sure, give it to me. I check it out. So I was able to restart it and check everything out, and it worked again. And then while I was like trying to figure out like what happened, I saw like his apps on the phone. And my dad had like dating apps. My parents are divorced, have been divorced for forever now. So yeah, no judgment there. But he had dating apps on there that I have never heard of before. Like I know Thai Mingle, whatever, like really like dodgy sounding ones. If Thai Mingle is a real name, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Just I thought I made it up right now. So just like random Thai whatever dating stuff that I've never seen or heard before. But my dad knew them all, and he's on all of those. And he's cheating on his age. He's cheating by 5 years. He's like, I don't want to tell anyone that I'm 62, 58 or whatever, or 59 or 57. Like, sounds much better. Okay, I hope my dad doesn't listen to this podcast. So that's just a quick story for you guys. So maybe I should ask my dad. If you want to know the best Thai dating apps, ask my dad. Link to his IG in the description of this podcast. Don't tell him I sent you. Okay, that's that. Yeah, so I lost track. Two things I wanted to say about what like happened here in the news. One is it happened once again that, and I see that my sound is actually quite loud right now. Let me turn this down a little bit. So even a bit more. Okay, now so what happened quite frequently, and it happened again last week, like if you leave reviews on social media, like TripAdvisor, like Google review, Facebook reviews, and so on, very often, like for hotels, for example, the hotels go after the person leaving the review. And it happened again this past week with a super fancy hotel/resort, and the traveler from Thailand said she wasn't happy. It was like super expensive, I think 20,000 baht per night or something. Wasn't happy with the room because and explained it. And then the hotel owner went after her and threatened her to sue her with a defamation lawsuit. And then the Article 112 here, which is quite famous. If you live in Thailand, you know what it is. So he threatened her. And now, of course, everyone's like, if you just sue people that give you a bad review, like what is, like, then no one's going to give a review anymore. And I mean, that's not fair, that's not open, that's not free, right? So there's a big discussion happening right now. And it's, of course, interesting to see what's going to happen there. Okay, and the second thing that was in the news, Bangkok changes its name. Oh, I got really excited. Bangkok changes its name, was in the news. So as you might know, the name of Bangkok in Thai language is not Bangkok. It's like the longest city name of a capital in the world. It's Krungthep Mahanakhon, and then it goes on forever. So locals, in local language, it's called usually Krungthep Mahanakhon, but because in Thailand you shorten everything, so locals refer to Bangkok as Krungthep. And foreigners, however, in English, it's Bangkok. It's Bangkok, right? Okay, now so the news spread that the government decided that also in English, Bangkok shouldn't be used anymore. It could, but the official name should now be Krungthep Mahanakhon. This spread now like wildfire, like, haha, they're changing the name. Oh my God, so stupid. And then change from hashtag BKK to hashtag KTMHNK or something. So everyone had fun with it on social media. Now, I think yesterday, the government came out again saying like, that we didn't mean it like that. You can still say Bangkok. You can say whatever. We just wanted to change how it's written, because it used to be written Krungthep Mahanakhon semicolon Bangkok, and now they want it to be written Krungthep Mahanakhon Bangkok in brackets. That's the only change that they wanted, apparently. So it's just like about how it's written in official communication, I believe. So if that's not true, don't quote me on it, but that's just what I read when I came on to the podcast. So, but it was fun for a few days, just making fun of the hashtag KHMTM, just like something silly for Thai Twitter to have fun with. All right, that's about it. That's been like now again 10, 12 minutes. So I'm just filling you in a little bit. Again, working on more interviews, and they are in the pipe, and still trying to get the dating thing happening. Like, so friends of friends of friends, don't be as shy as my friends who are too shy to share something about their private life. How dare you guys? How dare you? How dare you valuing privacy? So I hope I can make this happen soon. Until then, stay tuned. Let me know if you have any other questions. Next week will be a bit more topical again, don't worry. And yeah, let me know what you want to know. Until then, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, rate this thing, give it a review. I promise I'm not going to sue you as long as it's a good review, because then more people can find this thing. Until then, as always, take care, stay safe. Chok di, Sawadee Krap.